Ooh, it's your boy Webby. Stay Webby TV back at y'all with another one. Let's get it, man. Back at y'all with some boxing news content, man. So Bob Arum has exposed Teofimo Lopez for being a liar, right? It was reported last week that there was rumors that, Teo and Matias was planning to fight in March. But Bob Arum has pretty much just exposed the fact that Teofimo Lopez turned the fight down. Subriel Matias agreed. All Teofimo Lopez had to do was agree to the fight. And he turned it down, man. So this is what Bob Arum had to say exactly. He said that we offered him his biggest purse ever, which means that Teofimo Lopez was going to receive his biggest payday he's ever had in his boxing career so far. And the opportunity to earn even more if somehow the pay-per-view numbers took off. So Bob Arum is saying that if Teo and Matias on pay-per-view sold a certain amount, which I'm predicting he was saying if it did at least 150K pay-per-view buys, Teo was going to not only get the biggest purse of his career, but he was going to get even more. And Bob Arum said that Teofimo Lopez turned that down. He also said the question is, what won't he turn down? Where is his head at? Who does he want to fight? We gave him a whole group of fighters, and it's not like he's coming off great performances. He looked terrible with Jermaine Ortiz, and people thought he lost that fight, although I thought he won. So Bob Arum thinks that Teo beat Jermaine Ortiz, but he still thinks he looked terrible, right? And a lot of people felt like Teo lost that fight against Jermaine Ortiz. They also feel like Teo lost the fight against Sandor Martin, which Teo won by split decision. So Bob Arum went on to say this. He also said, and then he fought Steve Claggett, which is Teofimo Lopez's last opponent, who's not Superman, and he wasn't able to destroy Steve Claggett. So again, I don't know what effort he is willing to put in anymore. I don't know where his head is at. But, he'll come around and tell us who he wants to fight. And if we can't arrange it, we'll do it. So Bob Arum pretty much repeated everything I said on my last video where I was saying that I predicted that if Teo and Matias actually was agreed to, I predicted Matias to win that fight by KO. Why? Because based off of Teofimo's last couple of performances against Jermaine Ortiz, he didn't look good. Sandor Martin, I think he just straight up lost. He didn't look good. And his most recent fight against Steve Claggett, even though I do think Teofimo beat Steve Claggett, Teofimo Lopez got hit a lot to the point where both of his eyes had titty bags over them. There was titties on both of his eyes, and his eyes were almost entirely closed after his fight with Steve Claggett. That was his most recent performance. He didn't look good. Ever since Teofimo Lopez has moved up to the 140 weight division, his power has went down. He's not knocking people out. He's not even dropping people. And his defense has gotten terrible. Teofimo Lopez gets hit way too much. And if he gets in there with a guy like Subriel Matias, who's a knockout artist, who has a body on his record, he's going to go to sleep. Period. Subriel Matias will put Teofimo Lopez to sleep. Now, we also heard reports that, and Teofimo Lopez said this himself, Teofimo Lopez claimed that him and his promoter Bob Arum in Top Rank, they offered Devin Haney a fight, and Devin Haney turned it down, right? Now, Bill Haney confirmed that this was true, right? But he explained why they turned it down. The reason why Devin Haney and his dad/manager Bill Haney turned down an opportunity to fight Teofimo Lopez is because in the contract, it stated that Teo and Devin, they had to do at least 150 pay-per-view buys, right, to make the most money that they can make. And Bill Haney was looking at it like, why do we have to do that when Teofimo Lopez, he's never been on pay-per-view before? Why are you guys expecting us to at least sell 150,000 pay-per-view buys when Teofimo Lopez, he's never been on the pay-per-view in his life? He has no fights on his boxing record that was on pay-per-view. When he fought Lomachenko, it wasn't on pay-per-view. When he fought George Kambosos, it wasn't on pay-per-view. His most recent fight against Steve Claggett, it wasn't on pay-per-view. Teofimo Lopez has never been on pay-per-view. Devin Haney has been on pay-per-view with Ryan Garcia. I believe when Devin Haney fought Lomachenko, that was on pay-per-view as well. So Devin Haney has a pay-per-view history. He's been on pay-per-view, right? Ryan Garcia claims that Devin and Haney sold 500,000 pay-per-view buys. That's what Ryan Garcia just said recently on his Say Cheese interview a couple months ago, right? So not only that, Devin Haney also said that he sent a counter offer. He reached out to Turki Al-Sheikh, right? Because remember, Devin Haney and Teo, they were both at the Ring Magazine Awards that was hosted by Turki Al-Sheikh, who's making all the big fights, who has all the boxing promoters under one umbrella. So Devin Haney came out and said, look, me and Turki Al-Sheikh, we sent a counter offer to Teofimo Lopez where both fighters were going to get paid more than what Bob Arum wanted. They were going to get paid more. And Devin Haney said that Teofimo Lopez turned that down. Now that Bob Arum is basically exposing Teo and saying that he's turning down a bunch of fights, I believe Devin Haney when he says that. I believe it. Because if he was lying, he would have never been with Turki Al-Sheikh this past weekend. He would have never been at the Ring Magazine Awards. He would have never got invited. And we all know that Devin Haney is about to fight Ryan Garcia again in April, in possibly May, right? So, Teo, it seems like you're having some mental issues. You're on Twitter. You're complaining about Top Rank. You're saying that Bob Arum and Top Rank is stealing money. You're calling black people monkeys. You're telling the world how, you know, your wife filed for divorce and you're going to be officially divorced in 30 days. And you're spiraling, right? And if Teo, if you're watching this video, brother, just get back in the ring, man. Stop playing games. Get back in the ring and fight Matias. If you're not going to fight anybody that we want to see, like Matias, then retire. Because it seems like your mind is not focused on boxing. The fact that you're turning down all of these fights and you're getting paid, right? You're a professional boxer. Your promoter is saying he's going to give you the most money you've ever seen, right? I mean, if you don't want to fight, bro, just retire, period. So it's your boy Wavy. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I'm